Let's go with academics too. There are social scientists out there who are very proudly Marxist, good for them. That's not actually the academics we're interested in. Marx thinks everything cultural supports the economic system that exists. And it supports the exploitation of the people on the bottom. All right? Now, what are some examples of this? Well, if we talk about the arts, you have a handful of people making obnoxious, borderline obscene art, and, a few cultural critics like them, but mostly everyone hates them. But think about, I love this one, Will Smith, Happiness, The Pursuit of Happiness. Is that movie not a tearjerker or what? He's trying to keep his kid, he's got to lock himself in a public bathroom, and there's no future for him, but he works hard through diligence, application, taking those brains God gave him, and lo and behold, at the end of it all, he's the one driving the Ferrari. Well, if that's not a support the system movie, I can't think of one. I mean, it's a wonderful movie, but notice the problem isn't that the system's corrupt. The problem isn't that Wall Street's ripping you off. The problem is, let's take a lottery ticket of a hope and take an uneducated single dad with no future whatsoever and pretend that he's going to actually win. It doesn't even matter if one guy did it, you realize, because we're talking about tens of millions of people. Buy a lottery ticket on the way home while you're at it. It's wonderful. So here's a movie which just says, you can make it within the system, but you really can't, so just keep digging. I love it. Same thing with academics. Again, not the handful of social scientists at community colleges that tell themselves they're Marxists, but the ones that actually matter, the ones that actually make money, the ones that actually succeed. Think about the neoliberal, neoclassical economists teaching in the business schools. These guys are making big bucks, they're taken seriously, they're quoted in the Wall Street Journal. We talk about them as if they matter, right? And what are they doing? They're actually telling you that the system is fine. They're telling you that this exploitation is okay. Don't you love it? So this is, again, another example of how our stupidity keeps us from recognizing our shared interests, right? Our focusing on the wrong. Our religious ideas keep us from focusing on what the problem is. Our academic ideals focus on keeping us from recognizing what the problem is. Does that make sense? So now we're starting to move from the analysis and into the activism, because if we actually think the post-capitalist future is going to be good, then we're actually going to want to start attacking these problems if we can. Okay, go ahead, Carolyn.
I'm thinking, what do you think? Do you also think that race is a barrier too? Because, we have like, let me use an example where in this country, for example, some people, think maybe immigrants are, for example, taking their jobs. When their immigrants are not there, then it's between this one is north, or the southerners are taking the jobs from the north. When it's not states, then you come to the level, or the blacks are taking up the job, the whites' job. It's always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think.
So, what do you think?
I think it's a wonderfully apt observation. So one of the places I've run into the most racism I can imagine is out in Iowa and southern Minnesota, which is a hard thing to say because I really love these people. I mean, this is where I'm from. And it's because of the Mexican immigration. Now, think about this. If you're in a dying small town in rural Iowa or rural southern Minnesota, and you're the native white, and you're getting by on $40,000 a year, do you really honestly think the biggest problem you face are the Mexicans coming in to do the factory job you kind of didn't want anyway? And the answer is no. But as long as you guys are killing each other, or fighting each other, that's one less thing for the people in New York to worry about. And and people in DC. I love black and white relationships for exactly one of these reasons. If you talk to white folks, sometimes they have problems seeing how life might be more frustrating in some ways for black folks. If you talk to black folks and they have no problem with it, just look at how our discussion of White Privilege Day went. But let's be honest. Any white guy that says, well, at least I'm not black, and any black guy that says, ah, damn whitey, maybe that's not what they say. You'll notice I'm not a black guy. Oh, crap, are we out of time? Oh, I was aiming for longer. Notice that, we're fighting over the table scraps here. If you've got working class people making 50,000, or middle class people making 50,000, fighting against working class people making 35, all of them fighting, hating on the welfare guy that's making 20. Yeah, notice what a beautiful distraction that is. Add in race, and it gets even better. And, is the problem down here? Well, if you're coming from a Marxist background, no, it's actually not. I've actually got quite a bit more. I guess we'll have to save it for Tuesday. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and write them down and ask them on Tuesday.